You may not want to hear this, but recovery forces you to rebuild your emotional tolerance from the ground up. Not where you left off at whatever point in time, from zero. And boy, let me tell you right now, I think I'm in the midst of doing that, and it fucking sucks. When you've used substances to cope, your nervous system never learned how to sit with big emotions. And if you pair that with growing up in households where you are emotionally neglected or abandoned or disciplined for having emotions or crying or sharing them, I think like amplifies the rebuilding of your emotional tolerance. And what you do, you usually just learn how to escape from them, hence addiction. So when you get sober, every feeling hits like a tidal wave. It is 10 times worse. And not because you're weak, but because you're finally feeling what was postponed. And emotional tolerance isn't something that we're born with, okay? It's not a package that comes when you're born and it's like, yes, we'll give you emotional tolerance. No, it's something that you have to build, you have to learn. And if you were not guided as a child, it makes it harder as an adult. And it's slow. It's very uncomfortable, and you just kind of take one feeling at a time. I'm sitting in this now. Even after 2 years of sobriety, my first trauma thought is still to run, to numb out, to disappear into something that makes whatever the fuck is happening stop. And that reflex doesn't vanish just because you've healed. It shows up every time your nervous system feels overwhelmed. It doesn't just dissolve when you start acknowledging your emotions. I feel this is a lifelong process if you allow it to be. Recovery teaches you that you have to pause, to breathe, to stay, to let the feeling move through you instead of trying to outrun it. My dad never got the chance, I think, to rebuild his emotional tolerance. And if he did, he squandered that opportunity. I see that his pain was louder than his capacity. And that's why I say this with compassion and not judgment. You're not failing because you feel overwhelmed. You're not broken because your first instinct is to run. You're rebuilding a skill you never got to learn. Every time you stay with that feeling instead of numbing it, you're proving to yourself that recovery is real.